I am kind of an unproductive person, babes.
Are you?
Well, yeah, okay, so we're going to the Leon Bridges show tonight.
Very excited.
So am I, because
Yeah.
I love his music.
Uh-huh.
But I was just thinking, there are people with kids who that's like the 12th thing they'll do that day, right?
Uh-huh.
So they'll drive their kids to soccer practice, they'll work in the coal mines for 12 hours,
Yeah.
they'll take another kid to, I don't know, the orthodontist or to baseball practice.
Yeah.
They'll learn how to juggle for a Christmas party. And they'll, talk to their partner about real estate investments and about their will. And then at the end of the night, they'll go to Leon Bridges, and 6 o'clock the next morning, they're up doing that stuff again.
Uh-huh.
But by the same token, I also don't want kids. So that lifestyle of just go, 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 unless you're doing something artistic, then it gets a little bit different for me.
Right.
But that doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't appeal to me to build a new roof for the house while learning Swahili before picking the kids up from, band camp.
And making pancakes the next day.
Exactly, after seeing Leon Bridges.
You know what? I don't see myself having kids just because I'm getting older and older, and I have a feeling I won't be having kids, but I think you can be just as productive as an unmarried person as you would be if you were a married person. But I think you have to and I think we all struggle with that, don't we?
It's a matter of comparison, what married person versus what single person. Mm-hmm. And it's also a matter of, do you need to be as productive?
Well, if you're taking care of yourself, it's one thing, but if you're taking care of yourself and other people, another thing. So like my mom and my dad were busy people, but they always made it home for dinner. And my dad was the one who cooked dinner. And we ate at our table pretty much every night. So he wasn't like late coming home from work. There were times where we would visit him on his ship. And my mom had a 9-to-5 job as an accountant. And then there were times where my mom had to do everything because my dad was at sea for 6 months. So they were hardworking people. And they did whatever they could to provide us with our basic essentials. Mm-hmm. And I admire that from them. And, they weren't, they were very productive. They weren't always, we didn't always have a structured schedule. Like I had to get my homework done by this time. I just had to do my homework when I got back home from school. And I didn't want to have to get it done after dinner. That always didn't work. Sometimes I had to wake up and do finish my homework in the morning. But my point being is that I think we have to make the extra effort to be productive, if that's what we want to do.
Exactly. And it's your lifestyle choices too. So I know a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot, but I've known people who they'll just let anybody move into their home and they like caring for people, whether it's a little kid or an adult who just broke their hip.
Yeah.
And that's not me. I'm straight up, I never had a plan to be a caregiver for anybody. That's not my goal in life.
It takes a special person to do that.
Exactly. But then there's also the thing in some ways, I am a hardworking person, mm-hmm. right? And in other ways, I'm not because I can afford to be, meaning through the choices I've made.
Right.
But in the blind community, let me rephrase it this way. I've noticed, probably because I'm a member of the blind community,
as am I,
that there's a difference between being a hard worker, and productive.
Yeah.
Meaning that we have to work a lot harder than other people just to achieve like the bare minimum.
Right.
And there's many different reasons behind that, right? So like I was talking to a friend of mine maybe a month ago, and it was about technology. And he was saying that, some blind people will be fine at a company providing tech support or working as an accountant until they change the system the company decides that they want to go with a new computer program that is not accessible.
Right.
And then they're just out of luck.
And they have to kind of adapt to it or leave?
Or leave. Yeah. That happens a lot.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean that the person isn't working hard. It just means that their ability is hampered. So it makes them less productive.
Right.
And that's just one example. I could give many others.
Right, exactly. We kind of have to, I mean, and, you know, speaking as another blind person, you know, one blind person to another, we have to make sure, no matter where we go in libraries and agencies and things like that, we have to make sure that that's accessible, because if it's not, then we're not going to be able to use it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and it's a little bit less the case now, but back in the day, if you wanted to go to a public library, there'd be one or two computers with JAWS. And I'm speaking as somebody who lives in a big progressive city, and try finding an accessible computer at the library in the mid-2000s in a smaller town. It's probably very difficult.
Yeah, I remember doing that when I was in, I'm trying to remember, it might have been in college or high school. I didn't use computers in the library. I mean, if there was a computer I could use, it was just one computer. And I think in the mid-2000s, I did use the library for doing research, but that even was annoying too, because the internet wasn't booming as it was before. Or, I'm sorry, the internet wasn't booming as it is now, and you had to look on a database.
It also wasn't mobile.
No, it wasn't. No, that was really hard. And that's why when I was in college, I needed a printer, because I wasn't going to go to the library and print out my assignments. And that was just another thing to worry about. And because I had a computer at home, at the time it was a desktop, I could just print from my desktop, and that was fine. And I got my assignments in. And I was just thinking, that's just too much of a hassle to go all the way to the library in school just to print something out that I just wrote.
Exactly.
You know.
And that's assuming that computer with JAWS would be free.
Exactly.
For you to print out.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I didn't get my first laptop until 2012 when I first moved to Portland. And I was thinking, why did I not even think about this sooner? But I just realized how convenient it was. I didn't have to be home at a certain time to check my email. I mean, that was really annoying.
The other thing that people don't consider too, as a blind person, you have to have a person check your work before you turn it into a teacher, not because you don't know what you're doing, but because sometimes a printer won't be working right.
Yeah, like I might have used colored paper instead of white paper.
Well, it's even more than that. Sometimes a printer will have these zigzag lines, or at least that was the way it was back when I was in school.
Oh, yeah. Or the ink ran out, and you have to fill it up with another cartridge, and that's really annoying too. Or if you didn't get the entire paper off of the perforated edge. I remember for those of you who don't know, back in the early 90s, I had these note-taking devices for blind people, and I used to use something called a Braille and Speak, and when I was in high school, I used it a lot. I depended on it a lot, and I printed stuff at school as well as at home. And there were times where I would print things at school, and I would make sure somebody was there so that they knew that I was pulling off the right edge off of the paper that comes out. Because you need extra help with that. And it was tough. It really was.
So it's an interesting relationship in the disability community. Mm-hmm. And there's also like the comparison thing. Like you can meet other people in the disability community who are killing it. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes, though, when you ask a little bit deeper, you find out that these people came from like affluent families, let's say.
Yes.
Right. And so their relationship to money growing up wasn't as much of an issue. And I know that that's not the only factor that determines success, but it does help, especially when you're dealing with other stuff, like blindness.
Yeah, yeah. I think it also help if you have parents that were hard workers ever since you were younger, and they model that work ethic, and I think that's where I get my perseverance from, is because they were hard workers and they did come here from another country, and they worked hard to get the things that they wanted. They worked hard to get whatever they needed, and they didn't just take the easy route. And I admire that. And I admire that from my my other relatives that came here later.
All that said, the Leon Bridges concert is a big event of the day for us. But I did email some people when you were in the shower. And got some stuff done, hopefully.
Oh, that's good.
Because I'm trying to find a talking kitchen scale. And I also had to do some improv stuff.
Oh, you did?
Setting some stuff up.
When do you have your next thing?
On Wednesday night at 6.
Okay. Yes. Cool.
When it's supposed to be, I think, 94 degrees that day.
Hopefully by then, it'll start to cool off by 6, hopefully. Right. So, interesting thing to think about.
Yes.
Interesting thing to think about.
Yes. I'm very excited, though. We were listening to Leon Bridges' music last night, and sometimes, for me, it's easy to forget how many of his songs I actually know. Yeah,
you knew a lot more of his music than I did. We listened to Little Dragon before that. I thought it was a little bit weird. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely different.
I'm excited to introduce Little Dragon to Little Jaylo tonight.
You did?
No, but I'm going to go up. We're going to run up to the front of the stage.
No, we're not. No,
and we're going to yell,
not.
"Stop the singing."
No.
Little Dragon, meet Little Jaylo.
No, we are not going to do that. I'm not going to climb down all those stairs just to get to the... No, no. I prefer not to. Thank you very much.
Nice.
So anyway, that's a little bit interesting. Well, what do you... Okay, so there's the people in the blind community that strive to be more productive and successful.
Yeah.
What about the ones, and we've talked about that before, that they have potential but they're not using it?
Life is complicated, and blindness may not be their only thing. They may be struggling with depression or any number of other factors.
ADHD or even ADD.
I know sighted people, and they have ADHD and can't put things together by themselves.
Yeah, I like, there are some people that I really feel bad for, like the ones who are agoraphobics.
That would suck.
I know. Like, they don't want to go out at all. And they probably also have depression.
Yes.
And they're afraid that if they go outside and something touches them, they're just going to die right there. They don't know. And I'm thinking, as a blind person, I mean, there's so many things I could be worried about, but I'm able to go outside and do things, and I just cannot imagine being an agoraphobic or I just can't imagine that.
That would be an interesting thing to deal with. And I imagine the events over the last few years would make something like that even more challenging.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think in the last couple of years, we have seen a major uptick in depression and anxiety.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't help that we've been getting like mixed messages from certain health organizations. And I mean, it really doesn't help the situation at all. So I feel for those people.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the question becomes, how do we become more productive in our own lives? And what's a good balance? Because you also don't want to go to the other extreme to where you're just running around all the time and don't have any opportunity to catch your breath or examine what you've been doing.
Mm. And you don't want to run around so much that you don't have time for yourself either.
Exactly.
I think I think it's a matter of priorities.
That's why I'm really glad I don't have kids, because it would make something like a life balance a lot more difficult.
I don't know. A lot of people say that, but I've heard stories about, about people who said, I didn't know if I really wanted kids until I had kids. So, a lot of people, it's more than just, I don't want to share my stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want to share my stuff. I don't want to care for somebody. I don't want to change diapers. I don't want to discipline people. I think it's more than just that some people choose not to have a kid. Now, I love kids. Believe me, I love kids. I think that they're great, and you can send them home if you want to. But raising them is another thing. Like I know some people that get into situations where they're raising their child on their own, and it saddens me that there are so many women that are left raising their children, or they're men raising their children because their wives died, or they have to raise their children because the mom isn't fit to raise them anymore.
Yes.
It's a really sad thing, and I think that parents do need extra help too. They shouldn't be doing it on their own, and I've seen that with my sister when she first had her oldest, and she needed some guidance.
And you gave it to her?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't know how to raise kids. Mm-hmm. No, my mom did.
Oh. And your mom knows how to raise kids?
Well, duh.
I don't know.
She raised me, didn't she?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I've heard rumors. Hey, I've heard rumors. Give me a kiss.
Okay. But I want to talk about something else.
We will soon.
We will soon?
Well, I went to an event once.
Yeah.
And this public speaker, she goes on stage and said, I thought I liked kids until I had mine.
Oh, wow.
So
that's not very encouraging.
A lot of people think that they're going to be great parents and then they have kids and realize they suck at it too, or they don't want to be in that situation. So
I honestly think a lot of it is, and I hate to say this, but I think maybe a lot of it is their own selfishness. It's like I don't want to put somebody else before me.
Nice.
It's me. Our culture is very me-centric.
By that logic, I should say you're saying that the people who don't want to have kids are selfish?
Not all of them. I'm not saying all of them are, but I think looking at it generally from an outsider, that and granted I've never had kids, but looking at it from an outsider and hearing a woman saying, I didn't know that I didn't know, what did she say?
I didn't know that I hated kids. Or it was either that or I thought I liked kids until I had mine.
Did she have her kids there?
No.
Oh.
I think she said they were around like 8 and 10.
I just think that's not something you should be saying in public, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, if you didn't want to have kids, don't put yourself in that situation.
Nice.
If you to prevent yourself from feeling that way. But I don't know that all of them are selfish. I mean, what about the women that want kids so badly, but they can't have kids? They can't physically have kids.
Why don't they just adopt?
Well, and some people do. I'm just saying that you have to think of the other extreme, where there are couples that have desperately tried to have kids, and they couldn't have kids because of the woman had either a condition like endometriosis that prevents a woman from having kids, or maybe it's the guy. I feel for those people, and adopting isn't easy either. I know some couples that have fostered children, and some of them came from really bad situations.
I would not want to do that.
And they had to. I'm under talking about you, bub.
Okay.
Get the attention off of you for a minute.
Bob show, Bob.
It's not the bub show, Bob. Yes. It's our show.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, I mean, you kind of have to think of the other part of it, where there's women that can't have kids and they have to adopt, and there are couples that for some reason didn't have any kids and they're fostering kids because these kids were put in the foster care system, and it doesn't always turn out well for them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we don't have kids there, Jaylo, and there's this effort, I guess, in the parental community to look down on people who don't have kids, but it's because you think you're great because you're busy with something that you chose to do.
I don't know if that's true, Bubs.
Oh. Maybe that's just in my own head. I don't know.
That is in your own head.
Oh.
Some people just decide not to have kids for whatever reason, like the career takes them somewhere and they know that they can't be around for children. Mm-hmm. I think it would be harder if they had children and they couldn't see their children because they were gone so much.
Oh.
I don't think they should be looked down on for deciding that I don't know. I mean, yeah. I don't know that they think that way about people that don't have them.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting stuff there. Jaylo. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about parents and body shaming, because I know that's something you are passionate about these days.
Oh, body image in general.
Body image in general.
Yeah. So I was listening to a show this morning because I woke up early, and there's a couple who wrote a book about how children should handle body shaming, and yeah. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh.
And they're focusing on kids at least from ages 6 to 8, because even kids go through body image issues, which I didn't realize until I heard about this book. And what does a kid do when a girl or a little boy teases them for freckles, or because they're a little bit chubby, or they're too short, or they're too scrawny, right? They're too small. Mm. And a lot of times you hear of middle school and high school kids teasing each other, but little kids could be cruel. Mm. The thing I worried about when I was a kid was that they were teasing me because I was blind. There was nothing else. It was just that I couldn't see them. Hey!
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. That was a little too harsh.
That's a little too harsh, but I love you. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
So...
Grabbing my ear and then my nose.
Your nose.
Go ahead, nose.
But I noticed that... so they were talking about how... a lot of times kids have body image issues because of the way that their mom thinks about her own body in some cases. And I was thinking about what they were saying, how on social media, or even parents talking to their own kids, they'll reference their body and say, oh, I have these horrible love handles, or they'll tell their kids, oh, you're so handsome, you're so pretty, which is good. But then they've asked the question, well, why do they have to focus on the physical aspect of them, and other things like being strong, being courageous, being a good writer, being talented, things that they do, even if they are good looking, and I've noticed that and I don't know if anyone who does this realize that they're doing it, but I noticed that when, like, my mom comes to visit, right? As much as I love her, the first thing she says until, after she says, oh, it's so nice to see you, right? And she gives me hugs and kisses, and then she's like, oh, you gained a little bit of weight, or, oh, you lost some weight, or, oh, how come your teeth are like that, or how come your skin is like that? And I'm thinking, why does it even have to be brought up? It's kind of I'm already self-conscious when I walk out of my apartment.
Yeah, I just blame it on the demons, but what? Ow! That would work with your mom.
No jokey.
But for serious, that would work with your mom.
No jokey.
All right, give me a kiss.
No.
Yeah, for your sake, because of your mom upset you. Okay, so give me a kiss. Yeah, because I want to calm you down because of what your mom did. Okay.
Okay. Can I continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just making a joke.
That's not funny.
It was.
No.
If you know your mom, it's funny. But go ahead.
It wasn't funny at the time. Anyway, so I don't think she realizes it, but I mean, there are people in my family too that kind of have grilled things in me, like you got to stand up straight, you can't stand up with your gut hanging out. I mean, that's normal.
That's normal stuff.
But then one of the relatives, who I will not say their name or anything like that, will if they notice something, like if my stomach is out a little bit, they'll kind of take their hand and go like this.
Oh my goodness.
It's very embarrassing, and I don't think they realize how embarrassing it is. And I'm already self-conscious.
You could do that back to them.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know that they would get it though.
Oh.
I just think that people focus a lot on the physical stuff, because there have been women that came up to me, and not recently. They didn't say this recently, but in the past, women have come up to me and said, "Oh, you have a really nice figure. It's like perfect. It's a perfect figure." And I'm thinking, "Oh, they haven't seen all of me yet." You know? And I'm thinking, no. I don't have the perfect figure just as much as she doesn't have the perfect figure.
You look pretty good though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
But it's almost like when my mom talks about that and my other relatives talk about that, am I going to be less accepted if I gained like 100 more pounds? I'm not going to do that. But
I hope not.
Or, you know what I mean?
And mine. No, I hear you, babes.
What?
No, nothing.
What was your comment?
I said, I hope not, for your sake and mine.
Oh my goodness. So I wonder that, and I know that sighted people go through that too.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah. And you know, and I just don't like that it kind of comes up, or they'll say things like, I'll tell you a quick story.
Go ahead.
So, no, I guess I could say it. The relative that I was talking about earlier was my aunt.
Go ahead.
I won't say her name.
Tell me.
But I remember one time, I'll never forget it. It was around Christmas time, and I was eating spaghetti, and it was like one of my favorite types of spaghetti that my uncle makes. Mm-hmm. And she proceeded to talk to me about, eating healthier, and we shouldn't be eating this too much. And I'm trying to eat my spaghetti.
So this was just directed at you and not the rest of the table.
It was just the two of us eating.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
My uncle was doing something outside.
Gotcha.
And we're just eating spaghetti, and I'm just kind of zoning this out because I'm like, yeah, okay, well, the next thing I know, you're going to hand me some candy anyway, so it doesn't really matter. No, I'm serious.
No,
Bub.
I laugh because my mom was kind of like that.
I'm serious. I'm like, okay, you're telling me this, but then you're going to enable me because you're going to give me something that I actually like.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
I'm like, and that's like the wrong time to talk about that when I'm trying to enjoy spaghetti and I'm on vacation.
Exactly.
I don't want to think about that. And I just realized I'm like, I can't tell people how to eat because it's really not my business.
Here, tell your story, and then I got a bizarre question for you.
What story?
About your aunt, or was that the end of it?
That was actually the end of it. I told you that one before, but I didn't mention it here.
Yeah. Do you think that people are trying to be intentionally bad at picking their moments? Because I've noticed that a lot of times people will take the worst moment possible to tell you something.
I think it's a matter of they're not thinking about it before they say it, and they think that they're trying to help. Yeah. But what it comes off as being either controlling or very insensitive.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
It does.
You know, and I feel like when I'm eating spaghetti and I'm stuffing my face, well, I wasn't stuffing my face, but I was really thoroughly enjoying it as I'm, eating the yummy sauce and the noodles. Yeah. I don't want to hear something like, we can't eat this all the time. I know we can't eat that all the time, but every time I go to my family's house and I'm on vacation, I don't want to think about that.
Exactly.
I can think about that when I get back home and I can buy my own food. That's the way I see it.
But you did not tell your aunt this.
No.
How long was it after this conversation that she gave you like some candy or, something good to eat?
Well, I don't remember what happened after that.
Yeah.
But I do know that in the past, like, it was in the middle of the day, or if they were going to go out and do something and they were going to be gone for a long time, they'll buy me something from like McDonald's. Nice. If they don't have anything leftovers. Oh. Or she'll grab like whatever candy she's got in her stash and she's like, here. And I'm thinking, what are you doing?
I love that your aunt has like a stash of candy.
She does. I don't know where, but she does.
Nice.
I know. She's like, here. And she does that to spoil me, I know, because she knows I like it, but it's very confusing when she's telling me while I'm eating spaghetti to control what I eat. I'm not, I've never been like an out of control eater to the point where I ballooned up to like a 200 pounds.
Nice.
Because I'm very aware of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. And it's very confusing. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I think that that's common stuff for people to do. And maybe it's a little bit of projection. So she doesn't want to eat that way all the time. And instead of changing her diet, she tells you that we shouldn't be eating like this every day.
Yeah, but I already know that that's going to go out the window.
Because, right. But in her head, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. She might think that by saying this to you, it somehow cements it that this isn't going to be a regular activity, even though it doesn't do that.
Here's another story.
Tell me.
It's from a different aunt this time. I don't think I told this here, but I got very upset.
Go ahead.
I was at a party. It was at this other aunt's house. I love her too, believe me. As much as I love my family, I mean, this is like the worst moment to say this, but I wanted to get some cheesecake, and it happened to be a chocolate cheesecake. And I asked my cousin, could you please get me a piece of cheesecake? And this is like around the time that I stopped. I finished all my treatments.
For cancer, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I finished all my radiation treatments and things like that, my chemo and everything. And she freaked out. She's like, no, you can't have that. I said, why? Because it's too much sugar. Because sugar, and sugar does cause cancer, too much of it.
Yeah.
But, number one, I don't eat cheesecake very often.
Nice.
Number two, I came here to eat really good food that I enjoy. And I don't need anybody telling me that I can't have a piece of cheesecake. And so my cousin remarked to her mom, and she said, well, she's in remission. And I was thinking, does she really have a reason to tell me what not to eat if she hasn't come to any of my appointments?
I don't know, babes. That's for you to
And
decide.
My answer is no, she doesn't.
So did you have the cheesecake or no?
I did.
Nice.
I had the cheesecake. I'm like, I don't care. I haven't had this cheesecake in a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to enjoy it whether she wants me to or not. Because I'm like, no, even if I said something to her about her eating habits or whatever, it doesn't even matter if it's her or somebody else. I'm not the judge of that. They are.
Exactly.
I can't tell them how to eat. I can only control what they give me, and I can control what I give myself.
You already know that I'm the good boy.
Sometimes.
All the time. I'm the never not good boy.
All the time.
All the time. And so I would never do this as the good boy.
Right.
But if I wasn't the never not good boy.
Oh my goodness.
What I might do is get that cheesecake and just like obsess over every bite. Like Homie did in What About Bob? And just make sure your aunt overheard that. That would be my way of handling that.
Oh yeah, that was Bob. He was obsessing over
the
whatever
chicken the wife made.
Yeah, and then he's like,
yeah,
mm.
That's what I would have done.
I thought that was really funny because he was bonding with the kids and complimenting his wife on her food. Yep. And Richard Dreyfuss's character, I forgot what his name was really
Dr.
annoying.
Leo Marvin.
Dr. Leo Marvin. Marvin was just so annoyed. I mean, it really seemed like he was. Didn't you say that he got annoyed when he was working with Bill Murray on that? Or
yes.
Yes.
I don't know the specifics, but I've heard that in interviews, Richard Dreyfuss has said that Bill Murray is a very, very talented person, but he's also a bully in real life.
Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, Big Earn.
Big Earn. I'm rich. I'm Big Earn. I'm rich.
I don't have to worry about anything.
I'm Big Earn.
But those Bill Murray stories that you're telling me about was crazy.
Did you ever watch the Netflix thing?
No.
It's pretty good. I think it might still be up there.
Okay.
But I liked it. And it's short. It's only like 70 minutes long.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the one time where he's in the bathroom with somebody and he puts his arms around his shoulders and he says, "No one will ever believe you."
He puts his arms around his hands around the guy's eyes when the guy's at the urinal. It says, "No one will ever believe you." And then walks away.
That's a little creepy, though.
That is a little bit creepy.
Yeah. but what about when he was playing with a band or something? What was he doing?
They're in Austin in like 2010 or 2011. Bill Murray, I think, goes to a concert, and because it's Bill Murray, everybody's excited to see him. So he tells them that he plays drums. Uh-huh. I hope I'm remembering the story right. I might not be, because I heard this before the pandemic. And they're about to go to this house party. So he goes there, and he sits in with them. And I believe in the movie, they actually have some footage of this, because somebody was like had their camcorder out or smartphone.
Wow.
The police come because they're making a whole bunch of noise.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Murray steps on and says, "Hey, I'm sorry about this." And because he's Bill Murray, the cops are like, "Oh, Mr. Murray, we don't have to pay attention to this." The cops come in, hang out with them. And at the end of the night, Bill Murray gives the person whose apartment it is some money for all the beers and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it a big apartment? It must have been huge.
It looked like an okay-sized apartment.
That's pretty cool, though.
That's pretty cool. I hope I'm getting that story correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never thought about doing that, but I just thought, I don't have the right to tell somebody how to eat just as much as they don't have the right to tell me.
Exactly. Well, I wish you would have said something to your aunt there, Jaylo.
It wasn't the right time.
Oh, but you still love your aunt?
Of course I do.
Okay.
I still love my relatives, even though they can drive me crazy sometimes.
Oh.
Can be a little wacky.
Oh, well, good, babes. Good.
But that's just me.
That's just you, babes. Yes. So I'm happy to hear that there, Jaylo.
Yes.
Well, babes.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel about... Let me rephrase this. Would you ever talk to your aunt about this and say, "Hey, I know you meant well, but this is how I interpreted it when you said this to me"?
I have not, just because because I know how she would react, and my two aunts are very loving, they're very giving. But if you tell them that you don't like something, it doesn't seem to me like they're going to listen.
Oh.
They're kind of like, "I'm right, you're wrong, you're young, I'm older, you should listen to me."
Yeah.
Kind of an attitude. Like, as much as they really did a lot for me, they kind of have like a children are supposed to be seen and not heard attitude.
I know your older sister your twin,
yes,
doesn't really like to swear, right?
That's not her thing.
Okay. And your mom doesn't like to swear. But is it just the three of you in your family who don't swear? Or how does that whole thing work?
I think that the adults try to be good about it. My mom has slipped and said some things, but she realized it's not good. My sister, I said some things by accident, but she realized that it's not good. I mean, there are people for sure in my family that have a really bad habit of doing it. But there are some that try to try better and not to do it.
I am surprised I have not heard you slip once in the entire time we've known each other.
It's just not my thing.
Oh, you will slip at some point, I'm sure, though.
Not if I could help it.
Oh.
You're just waiting for the day until I totally get unhinged, right? And then I throw some F-bombs your way. Is that what it is?
Well, maybe not my way, but you just,
And I tell someone to F off and leave me alone.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing? It's not going to happen.
Oh, I don't think it's healthy to never swear or to have that as a policy.
Why?
I think that swearing, one, who assigns the word swear to something, but two, it's also a way of like letting off some steam.
That's such an excuse. I think it's used as an excuse to use vulgar language. I think that you can tell a lot about a person by the vocabulary they use.
I'm not saying that every word has to be fuck or every other word. What was that for?
All right, control yourself now.
I just said, what's that? Stop. What was that for?
Because I haven't done it yet.
I haven't done it yet. Tickle truce?
Tickle.
All right, then give me a kiss.
But we've talked about this ad nauseum. I don't know why we're...
I just think it's a little bit unhealthy to say you're never going to do it.
That's not unhealthy.
Uh-oh.
It's called self-control.
Uh-oh.
There's a difference.
Okay.
I mean, I think that it's been used as an excuse for I don't know how long, as I've been alive. I think it's unnecessary. I think that a lot of people think that everybody talks like that, and it's not true. And I don't think it's becoming for anyone.
Let me ask you something.
No. The answer is no.
No, you haven't heard my question.
The answer is no.
You haven't heard my question yet. Okay. You want me to become a Christian? A Christian?
Oh my.
Is it a Christian? A Christian? One of those, right?
Bubs, come on.
Okay.
Be serious for a minute.
You want me to become a Christian?
That would be nice. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think it possibly might, but I don't know. That would be helpful.
Let's just say I have my doubts about that. But could I still say, don't get triggered, babes? If somebody pissed me off, don't get triggered. Could I still call that person a motherfucker? Stop.
Bubs, you use it as an excuse, Bubs. Okay, ow, that hurts.
Okay, give me a kiss. Or the tickle truces and wheel.
Gee, Buzz, I knew you were going to say something.
All right,
mocking.
are we going to kiss and start the truce or no?
I have to do one more thing. Hey!
All right, give me a kiss.
Okay. And I'm going to answer your question.
All right. Okay. Could I still say that to somebody if I became a Christian?
Well, first off, why would you? And secondly, okay. First off, why would you? And secondly, it wouldn't. What's the word I'm looking for? If you were really devout, then it wouldn't. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
If you were really a devout Christian, it would totally ruin everything you would tell people. And I don't think that I don't think that it would be appropriate, and I also think that what am I trying to say? It wouldn't be appropriate, but I also think that if you were trying to represent God to somebody, it would be hypocritical of you, is what I'm trying to say.
So you think it's hypocritical when Christians swear?
I think it's hypocritical when Christians tell people not to and they keep doing it.
Okay, but what if I was one of those Christians and I was like, I don't care if you swear. Do your own thing, bro.
Well, that's on you, but you're being a poor example of what a Christian should be.
Oh.
All I'm saying is they're going to be looking at you, and if you keep throwing F-bombs in their face or whatever, and you're making fun of people and you're going to the bar and drinking, no one's going to listen to you.
Well, I don't really go to the bar now.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. If you're back in your old ways and you tell somebody that you've changed, but there's some things that you refuse to change, then they're not going to listen to you.
What would make you more upset? If I don't accept Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior, and I keep acting the same way now that I am right now, or I do become a follower of Jesus, but I swear 3 times as much as I do today.
I would be upset with both.
Oh.
I mean, it would help if you did the first one, but it wouldn't, you would be very much a hypocrite if you did the second one.
But what if I say, it doesn't matter to me if you swear, it only matters that you believe in Jesus?
Well, that wouldn't, I mean, people would call you a hypocrite.
Really?
I'm sad to say.
Wow.
You would be considered a hypocrite.
You're not supposed to swear at all in Christianity.
You shouldn't.
Wow.
Well, there's a lot of scriptures that talk about language, that talk about the tongue specifically, and that it talks about putting all filthy communication out, and that doesn't just mean swearing, but it means gossiping, slandering, speaking evil against people, bearing false witness, like lying.
Oh.
A lying tongue, a proud tongue, when you're being prideful. That all goes together. It isn't just vulgar stuff. But you also have to think, well, who are you putting first in your life? If you're putting God first in your life, then you should put all that stuff away.
But didn't God create curse words?
No.
Oh.
The devil created curse words.
Oh.
I believe that. Or maybe, I think that, no, God did not create curse words.
See, I kind of look at it like, who decides that these are the bad words, right? And they're just words that's trying to convey an idea.
Yeah, but think about it, though.
Go ahead.
There's poop, right?
Okay.
There's making babies.
Okay.
Which is used, another word is used for that. Or maybe it's not making babies and it's just sleeping with people that aren't, you're not committed to.
You're supposed to have a good time. Stop. Go ahead.
That's enough.
All right, keep going.
Are you going to listen to me?
I'm trying to listen. Go ahead.
I mean, think of what they all mean. I mean, they do mean something, and people who have been cussed at and called out of their name, they're not going to be responsive to that. They're not. I mean, it's you may be having fun with your friends and throwing things back and forth, but it could quickly escalate. It could quickly escalate if you take it even further than that, and it could become belligerent just because you called somebody a name. I don't know. It's. I know you don't really care, but I think you should care.
I'm going to use a curse word, but I'm letting you know. No, I'm letting you know, and it's in good context because I want clarification, so don't tickle me or repoke me.
Yes, I will.
No, don't. Because it's to make a point.
Oh.
All right. Why is it bad if I call... No, this might be a curse word. I'm letting you know, but I'll try to use one of the less offensive ones, even though it's still considered a curse word. Why is it bad if I call somebody an asshole? But it's not bad if I call them a jerk.
There's a difference, though.
Tell me.
Because, okay, so I'm not using this as a curse word, but I'm using it in the correct context. If you know what a real ass is, it's not what you sit on. That's the slang for what for what people use, right? You're calling someone the inside of somebody's butt. And when you're talking about what a real ass is, it's actually an animal that's not a donkey like everybody thinks it is, but it's an animal that's short and was really significant in the Bible. Did you know that that those animals have a stripe on their back that has that's in the shape of a cross?
No.
Yep, that's it. A lot of people think that they're donkeys. Now, if you want to talk into in the context of Jesus riding on a colt or riding on an ass, that would make more sense than to call somebody the inside of a butt. And that's a slang, and it's not supposed to mean what you sit on all the time.
Okay, I would make the argument that language evolves over time, and it may have had one meaning initially, but things change as far as language is concerned.
I don't think it should change. I think that people like, okay, let me give you an example. The N-word, right?
Yeah.
That it has always been a word that was meant to describe Black people during the time of the Civil Rights Movement and before that, right? Not good.
No.
But if you think that language evolves over time, which I very much disagree with, if you think that language evolves over time, why is it okay for Black people to call each other that, and it isn't okay for anybody else to call them that?
Well, it's a little bit of a different thing. One, I would say most linguists would agree with me that language evolves over time. And I'm not saying I do this, because I don't. But I have had blind friends. I've had Black friends in my life, not all of them, but some of them who have said, hey, Rick, you can use it around me. You're my N-word, and you can
But you wouldn't, though.
No, I wouldn't. But I'm just saying, I've had Black people that said, hey, you're cool enough to use it. That doesn't mean I would.
But I think that there's been a lot of redefining of things, redefining of language. That doesn't make it good.
Oh.
Just as much as people are trying to redefine marriage and redefine language and redefine education. There's a lot of redefinition going on here. And I don't think that language should be one of them. I think that if the N-word has always been a racial slur, then nobody should be calling a Black person that, including Black people. I think it should be, I think if they're going to require that of everybody that it isn't Black to not use that word, then it should mean for everybody. And that's just my take on that.
Yeah, that's one word. I would just say that things evolve and change, and that's just part of life. Like, do you like the fact that you live indoors? There was a big period of time where people just lived in caves, but
that's a totally different thing. You're talking about redefining language versus redefining what a home is. That's totally different.
I just think
that's totally different.
Things evolve over time. That would be my take. But I still love you.
Well, I'm not an evolutionist.
I can tell. But I am kind of. I do believe that I don't know where we came from as humans. Like, on one hand, I want to think that evolutionists are right that we came from chimps. But on the other hand, I think maybe we were planted here by like an alien or something.
No, there was no aliens. But then when you ask where the chimps came from, who supposedly created us, they can't answer that question.
No, but maybe they broke off of the species. So those chimps who, like, it was slowly over time, they diverged from the rest of the chimp monkey world and just slowly became human. So it wasn't like one chimp gave birth to a baby human and then just like gave birth to a whole bunch more chimps. It was like slowly over, millions of years. And then some of them evolved into humans.
Keep in mind too that before Darwin died, he actually admitted that his theories were wrong.
I don't know about that.
No, he did.
Okay, I didn't.
He actually did admit that his theories about evolution were completely wrong.
I'd have to do some research into that. And there's also the context of it. Like, did he say all of his theories about evolution? Did he say some of them?
That's what I heard, that all of it was wrong. Natural selection was wrong.
Okay, and there's also the question of just because he said they were wrong doesn't make them wrong. So you could discover something and say it was incorrect to discover that thing. But At that point, that's your opinion after it's already been discovered. So I'd have to do some more research into that. And again, I think it's also possible that maybe aliens brought us here.
That's hilarious.
Why?
I don't know that there's any proof that I don't even think that there's any beings out there, to tell you the truth.
And this is where we completely disagree.
I think that the sci-fi world, I mean, as much as I've enjoyed Star Trek, and we'll talk about that, Star Trek, Star Wars, things of that stuff, like E.T., sci-fi stuff, I think our culture has been so saturated by it that a lot of people think that, maybe not all, but there are a lot of people who think that there might be aliens, and I just don't think that there is.
I don't necessarily know that we've been visited, but I'm as sure as you can be that there are aliens out there without being 100% sure. You know what? I'm not going to say I know for sure, but gun to my head, if somebody asked me, is there intelligent life out in the universe besides for us? Yes. I would go with that answer, and I feel fairly safe about that. Now, whether or not we've been visited, whether or not we are alien life, that's another question. I mean, it's possible that aliens planted the seed for humans here on Earth.
I think it's a simpler way. I think God spoke everything into existence, and it just happened.
Maybe God made the aliens to come and drop us, their DNA.
There isn't anything about aliens.
What do you mean?
He doesn't say anything about aliens.
How do you know that the Bible wasn't heavily edited, babes?
Oh.
What? What?
Would you stop it?
I'm just saying, babes. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Maybe they took out the Gospel of Crebopulus Michael. Because there's just too much killing in it.
I love to kill.
I love killing, and the people who are putting together the Bible were like, this is a great gospel, but there's a little bit too much murder. And this is coming from people who love, the end of days stuff. So we're taking it out.
No, I think that if there were aliens, there would have been mention of beings. I really am very, very skeptical that anyone could even survive in space, to tell you the truth. And this really ridiculous idea that the project to create a colony on Mars, I think they would die before they created a colony there.
I think Elon Musk says a lot of stuff to get a reaction.
Elon Musk didn't put this together.
He's one of the people trying to.
Did they?
Yeah, he's one of the people trying to. He's not the only one. And I don't know if it's going to be successful, but I think it's something that you should attempt, whether it's going to succeed or not, because it leads to technical advances and it leads to hopefully a greater understanding of who we are as a society.
I think the only thing that it's going to prove is that if you try to colonize Mars, it's only going to be a death wish.
Well, why don't we see? It's if those people want to make that death wish. If we're pro-freedom, and I love freedom, why shouldn't they have the right?
That's just my opinion. I mean, They can do what they want to. I just don't think it's going to be successful, to tell you the truth.
I think it leads to interesting advances in our world. And it might fail completely, but I think we should at least strive for something like that.
I mean, now, if they decide to broadcast this thing, I would definitely watch it, because I think it would be kind of the weirdest reality show you could ever see.
Yeah.
But also, it's them trying to survive in space, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think aliens are real, but what do I know?
You don't.
Oh, I hope they come here and prove it to us, unless they're already here. That's a possibility, too, that they're among us already and they just don't want to be seen, but for whatever reason, they're hiding out here.
I don't know. I mean, when I heard about this one doctor named Alan Stranges, who claims that he was visited by a Venusian, I highly am very, very skeptical.
I'm skeptical of those people on TV, too, who say that.
Because I don't remember when this came out, but it was I think it was before I was even born.
But then you read stuff like Fingerprints of the Gods by Graham Hancock, and he makes some interesting arguments. He doesn't say for sure whether aliens existed, but he kind of, tries to come up with he tries to put it together why there was all these old civilizations that had all this advanced technology. And some of it is pretty compelling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm very skeptical about that.
And you don't believe in alternate universes or anything like that?
No, it's fun to think about, but I really don't think so.
Why would God make so many planets if he only wanted life on one?
I think that there is a reason, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why there's only one planet with human life on it. I don't know why. That's the only thing I know is that this planet was created for humans. So I can't answer that question.
I don't even know if that's true.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
if you think of it, the Earth has been around for like billions of years, and we've only been here like a couple million.
I think it's been around for over 6,000 years.
It's been around for way over 6,000.
But that's because I think that the Earth was a lot younger than people suspect.
You're one of those.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
Well, I'm one of these.
I'm one of these.
Yes.
And you're one of those.
Oh my goodness. I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory.
That's a little bit too...
Yeah, but I do believe that the Earth, because, there's good evidence.
There isn't.
There's evidence that there is a society that's like over 10,000 years old.
Well, actually, I heard that geologists now have been going back and looking at Darwin's theories and saying that was actually not true.
But you only care about the geologists who are interviewed on Christian radio.
No, that's not true.
That's not?
No, it's not. There are people that are even that maybe don't even have necessarily a Christian view, but that they believe that the Earth was a lot younger than what they thought it was. I'm not saying that they're all Christians, but they're trying to look at all the science, and they actually don't believe that the Earth really evolved.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That seems very sketchy to me. Because I think Graham Hancock said that there were advanced civilizations as far back as like 70,000 years ago. Now, I read the book over 10 years ago, which 70,000 compared to 10 years ago is not that long, but in the life of Rick, it's pretty long. So I think he said that was the first advanced civilization was, I want to say, the Sumerians. I could have this wrong. I need to study this more.
Sumerians?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, the Sumerians, are you talking about the people of Samaria?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Well, the Samaritans?
Something like that. I could have it wrong. Would you like to read Fingerprints of the Gods with me?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, you have to see if he's talking about Sumerians or Samaritans, because the Samaritans are the people that live in Samaria.
I think he was talking about Sumerians, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
But he was saying that they found art and sculptures that were at least 70,000 years old, if I remember correctly. So I don't know about the Earth being less than 6,000 years old there. Jaylo. And I don't know why God would want to trick people by,
He isn't though, Bubs.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Good. I'll just make this art that seems like it's really old just so I can trick people who are really intelligent. God isn't doing that. I knew the Sky Babes.
Yes.
Who I said so much, well, why is there so much evidence, if you believe that the Earth is only 6,000 years old, why is there so much evidence of civilizations that are like hundreds of thousands of years old, that are, a lot less advanced? And he's like, oh, that's just the devil's work. I'm like, come on, bro.
Well, I mean, you have to explain it more than that.
Yeah.
Is that one of your relatives?
That was not one of my relatives.
I think you have to explain more than that, because, like, if you're going to make an argument, you should find something from a geologist, and a lot of geologists are saying that Darwin's theories of evolution and natural selection is not actually true.
Yeah, but if everything you hear is something that you don't jive with and you just say, oh, that's the devil, then that might be a sign that you need to read a little bit more.
Well, that may be a sign that they have to do their research more, because if they're only going to say, yeah, well,
the
that's
devil.
what it is. But it's like, well, I mean, you gotta do more research than that.
Yes.
I will agree with you on that.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Well, good.
Oh, good there, Jay. Oh, good there.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, everything that goes wrong in your life is the devil. I gotta hang
well,
it's the devil's fault.
well, I mean, some people will blame it on the devil, but a lot of it is themselves.
Yes, exactly.
Hey.
What?
Well, you're like, cool.
That was the devil, babes.
Hey.
All right, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss, babes. You know you need one.
Okay. My goodness.
Oh, yes. Good stuff, babes.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
What you thinking, Jaylo?
I don't know. Let's talk about what we had last night, because I decided to order something because this weekend's kind of a different one.
Yeah, we had some Panda Express.
Good.
It was good stuff.
Good.
I just love Panda Express.
I devoured pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Okay. I had the fried rice, beef broccoli, cream cheese rangoon, and the honey walnut shrimp, and that was so good.
Yes.
What did you have?
I had teriyaki chicken, orange chicken, beef. What was it?
Broccoli?
No, it was the other beef dish.
Beijing beef,
white rice, and
chow mein.
So we were eating healthy, y'all.
Well, I like it because they give us portions of, pretty good sized portions.
They do.
But, yeah, it's good stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
When I was a kid, babes.
Yeah.
They had the 6 original Star Trek films out on video cassettes.
Oh, really?
And you could collect them. So if you bought all 6, they had special covers. And if you line them all next to each other in a row, it would the covers would make the shape of the Enterprise on the covers. So it's kind of cool. But somebody gave me a older copy of Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, before it had the new videotape cover.
Oh, really?
So I wasn't able to make the Enterprise shape. But I saw other people do that.
Oh, well.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm not a Trekkie, so...
Oh, you sound tired, babes.
What?
Are you Thai?
No.
Okay, good.
Bubs, how come every time I have I'm talking like this, in this tone... When my voice is a little bit lower, that you think I'm tired?
I don't know. You know what's going to happen? We're going to wrap this up and you're going to be like, well, I'm tired.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's what I did the last time before we went to dinner.
I know.
I had to take a nap before I went to dinner. And that's what I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure we have enough energy for tonight.
True.
When little Jaylo meets little dragon.
I'm not going to meet them because we're going to be in the back.
But we're going to run up to the front.
No, we're not going to do that.
And I'm going to say, stop the show, okay? Little Jaylo has something she needs to say.
No, you're not going to do that.
I am.
No, we're not.
We're going to do that.
I don't know these people.
Oh.
Who's little Jaylo? They're going to say, who's little Jaylo?
And I'll be like, little Jaylo, this is little dragon.
No, he's not going to do that.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Anyways, last night, you took us off track again.
No, you did.
We decided to wrap up the Star Trek trilogy with The Search for Spock and The Voyage Home.
Yep.
I knew these films really well. I could give an overview of both of them, unless you want to do it.
No, you can.
Okay, and I'm obviously going to edit some stuff out.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Okay, Search for Spock. By the way, both films directed by Leonard Nimoy, and he helped with the story of both of them, putting them together. Okay. Starts off, it's right after the events of the Wrath of Khan. So Spock is dead, but his coffin is now on the Genesis planet. Crew for the Enterprise goes home. McCoy is acting really strange. And at first they're having trouble determining what's wrong. But he's in sickbay, he's sleeping, and Admiral Kirk is having an event for the senior staff back at his apartment.
Yep.
Sarek, Spock's dad, the ambassador for Vulcan, comes to the party and says, I need to talk to you. Why did you leave my son there? Blah, blah, blah. He mind melds with Kirk and realizes that Spock's essence is not in Kirk. So they watch the recordings from the ship, from engineering, to see what happened. And they see that Spock mind melded with Dr. McCoy, which explains why he's acting so weird.
Yep.
And Sarek says, you have to go back to Genesis and get his body.
Yep.
Kirk responds with, I can't do that, bro. They're putting up all these obstacles. He's like, you will find a way.
Yeah.
Okay. Has drinks with, I believe it's Admiral Morrell. Morrell, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope I'm remembering that right. And he makes his case one more time about why they need to go back there. And the Admiral explains, we're only allowing science vessels there because of all the heat we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
So Kirk says, I had to try, goes off. Meanwhile, on Genesis, a science vessel is there. With Savok, a new one, and David, Kirk's son. They see some unusual activity, beam down to the planet, find a little kid, and are about to transport up when their ship is destroyed because a Klingon ship discovered the secret of Genesis, and it's now in orbit. Okay? Back at the Earth base station, the senior staff decides to steal the Enterprise for one last mission because the ship's already going to be decommissioned.
Yeah.
Okay. Go off to Genesis, see the Klingon battle cruiser. They communicate with the captain. One of the Klingons on the planet got the order to kill somebody who's down on the planet. And David tries to save everybody and gets killed. I just love the Cyvok's response. He's just like, David is dead.
Well, David is dead.
Wow.
He saved us all.
Yes.
He saved Spock and he saved us all.
Exactly.
That was funny.
Yes. Genesis isn't doing too well. Because David made some shortcuts to make the Genesis weapon. So it's kind of going all over the place.
Yep.
There's a battle. Kirk agrees to surrender the ship because the Enterprise is pretty much done for.
Yep.
Captain of the Klingon vessel gives him a couple minutes, so he sets in the auto-destruct, beams over to the Klingon ship. Klingons beam over to his, most of them. I'm sorry, they beam to the planet. They beam down to Genesis.
Yeah.
And most of the Klingon crew beams over to the Enterprise, and it's destroyed. There's some more fighting. The crew eventually gets up to the Klingon battle cruiser. There's one Klingon who's still alive. Admiral Kirk, beams on board with your man Spock, and they go to Vulcan. They do a ceremony. Spock gets back the essence of who he is, but it's still going to take time for him to come back into who he really is, right? And Sarek says, thank you to Admiral Kirk. You risked your career. You lost your son. And Kirk says, if I didn't do this, I would have lost my soul. That's basically the end of the film.
Good.
What was do you want me to give the recap of the other film since it is a trilogy, or do you want to discuss this one first?
Why don't you give the other recap and then we can kind of discuss them in general.
Yeah, because it is like a continuation of the same story.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 3 months later, and Spock has been recuperating. Kirk and the rest of the crew are kind of now considered enemies of the Federation because they broke several laws. They stole a starship, they went against orders, all that stuff. And they've all decided that they're going to leave Vulcan to go home to Earth. Sarek went back before them and is trying to say, hey, Kirk, he's really a good guy. I know you're not that into him right now, but he did something cool for my son. He says it a little bit more logical than that.
Not into him?
What do you mean not into him?
He said, I know you're not into him right now.
I know you don't think he's a groovy cat. So they take the battleship, which has been renamed the Bounty, I believe.
Yeah.
And head to Earth. Meanwhile, there's a probe coming towards our planet that's making these weird sounds.
Yep.
And it's kind of disabling these starships out in space and also making the oceans around Earth act a little bit funky. Spock, who is still recovering, determines that these are whale calls.
Mm-hmm.
And that this probe is probably wondering why it can't communicate with any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're all dead by now. They know that Earth is in trouble. And that there's no other whales out in the universe that they know of. So Kirk's like, we're going to travel back in time, yo. And pick us up some whales.
He didn't say that.
It wasn't quite like that. And they let the Federation know, hey, we're still going to come back and you can punish us later. But we're going back in time, yo.
Oh my goodness.
Travel back to 1987, I believe. Cloak the ship, land it. They barely make it to the point where their power supply is shot. They need some way to refuel the ship or else they can't get out of Earth's atmosphere, really.
Mm-hmm.
And Spock says, well, let's distill some nuclear energy. Put Chekhov on the case with your girl, Lieutenant Uhura.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their own assignments. Spock and the captain go off to find some whales. And they find George and Gracie.
Yes, and yeah.
At this sea park. They run into this lady named Jillian, who works with them.
Yep.
And Spock attempts to mind meld with one of them, finds out that Gracie's pregnant.
Yep.
Tells your girl Jillian this, and she's shocked that he knew this.
Yep.
Spock is left outside, so he can go to the, I almost said the Enterprise, but to their ship.
Yep.
And Captain Kirk and her go out to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
He finally just says, listen, I'm from 300 years in the future. We need these whales, or humanity is basically doomed. She doesn't believe him, obviously.
Obviously.
Now, while this is going on, Chekhov and Uhura get access to nuclear material. Uhura gets away, but there's an issue with the transporter. Chekhov is captured, escapes, jumps, hits his head, and is in critical condition.
Yep. Ouch.
Okay. They transport your girl, Jillian, aboard the ship.
Yep.
And she agrees to help them get Chekhov. So they go to the hospital.
And they're all just doctors, and she's on a gurney.
Yeah. Dr. McCoy puts something over his head, and then he's fine. They escape. But by now, the whales have been dropped off in Alaska.
Yep.
To fend for themselves.
Yep.
They take the ship, rescue the whales, go back to their time with Jillian,
mm-hmm.
land the ship, save everybody. People are happy. Now it's time for the trial. Everybody goes in.
Wait a minute, Will.
What's up?
Did you talk about how the whales communicate with the probe?
No. Did you want to talk about that?
I thought it would be kind of interesting.
Tell me.
No, I wanted you to talk about it.
They just, it's not in English, but they use their own language to talk to the probe.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of a cool scene.
Okay.
But anyway, go on.
Yeah. Go on trial. Captain Spock stands with his shipmates, and they say all charges but one will be dropped, and that's disobeying the chain of command. That's going to fall on Admiral Kirk. And they say, we are going to demote you to the rank of captain, and all of the world owes you a debt of gratitude. Basically, they're doing him a favor. Yeah. They were all going to get drummed out of Starfleet for this.
Yeah.
But they saved everybody's lives.
Yep.
And everybody knows that Kirk made a mistake when he left his command to become an admiral.
Yep.
So they're like, you know what? You saved us, bro. And we kind of have to punish you, but we also know that you like being in command of a starship.
And we're going to let you...
Yeah, so you're going to make a little bit less money, but you get to go back to the job that you used to. Okay. He sees Jillian. She's going to a science ship. They say goodbye. And he's like, well, as they say in your time, I don't even have your telephone number.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Yeah. And she said, I'll see you in the next galaxy, I think she said.
Yes. And because they owe them such a debt and there's a connection to the Enterprise, they built a new Enterprise for the crew to be in charge of. And then they go off to new adventures. That's the end of the trilogy.
Really good.
Yes.
I like how this ended.
I do too.
Yeah.
I know it's an obvious ending to have their new ship be the Enterprise. I know that.
Yes.
But it works.
It does.
And one of the reasons you could go with it is because they said that we owe you a debt of gratitude.
Right.
So you could believe that they would take a ship that was already under construction and just rename it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think for me, when I was a kid, The Voyage Home was my favorite film of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Now I would go with Wrath of Khan, but it's close between Wrath of Khan and The Voyage Home. What do you think?
I personally like The Voyage Home better, but I think it's because I only saw that one episode with Khan on the original series.
Mm-hmm. Space
Seed, yeah. The Wrath of Khan was good, but I thought there was something interesting about The Voyage Home where they were putting the time in the 20th century with the 23rd century in both in that movie, both times together. I thought that was really cool.
What did you think of The Search for Spock?
It was good, but it didn't blow me away like the other two.
Yeah, it's definitely the weakest of the trilogy.
Yeah.
But there's good stuff in it, though.
I mean, I wasn't sure about young Spock and how that was going to play in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I also thought it was really cool that they had Christopher Lloyd as the Klingon captain.
I like that, too.
Yeah. I mean, he was good. But it didn't really blow me away as the first and the third one.
In the trilogy, yeah. But here's something that The Search for Spock touches on.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the right thing, even though you know it's going to be really hard. Kirk has to make that decision.
Right.
And, yeah, we know it ends up okay for him at the end because of The Voyage Home. But had this been the last Star Trek movie, which it could have been, one would be correct in assuming that he would have been drummed out of Starfleet for his actions and maybe seen some prison time. But yet he says that line at the end of it to Sarek, if I didn't do this, it would have cost me my soul.
Mm.
What did you think about that?
It really says a lot about Kirk.
Mm.
Yeah. I have to do it even though it's going to be hard.
How do you feel knowing that he can never talk to David anymore, his son?
That's really sad because he didn't have to be killed by the Klingons.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually witnessed it.
No, he heard
your
girl say it on the communicator.
No. You're forgetting one part.
What's up?
Remember, he found out that David was dead, and he says that those Klingons killed my son.
Yeah, but he didn't witness it.
He didn't witness it?
You said he witnessed it.
I thought he did.
No, so that's why she communicated to the ship, and she said, "Admiral, David is dead."
No, but remember in the other movie, that same movie, not the beginning of the last one.
Yeah.
But that same movie when you hear the knife go into his chest.
Exactly.
And then I think he found out about that before she said it.
No, she didn't. He didn't.
No, because remember he was crying? You must be forgetting that part.
He was crying after she told him that David was dead.
No, but okay. Was that before she said it? Because when she said
that was not before she said it.
It wasn't before she said it?
It was right after she said it that he started crying.
But then she said it again in the third one.
She said it so he know that David fought for them and he died an honorable death.
After that whole thing?
Yes.
Okay.
But he didn't know it until she told him that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he witnessed it, but that was a brutal slaying.
That was. And
no reason at all.
William Shatner gets a lot of shit for being a bad actor. I think a lot of that is unfair. And I know that George Takei, who has issues with him, has even said that William Shatner is a better actor than people give him credit for. You could really see that in David's death scene.
Oh, yeah.
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 What do these films teach us about, or rather tell us about Leonard Nimoy as a director?
I thought he did a good job.
Yeah.
He directed all three of them?
No, he directed The Search for Spock and The Voyage Home. But okay. Nicholas Meyer did The Wrath of Khan.
That's right, okay.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And then Robert Weiss did the Star Trek The Motion Picture, which nobody apparently talks about.
Yeah, Bobby Weiss did the motion picture.
Bobby Weiss.
Yeah. He's done good movies, Robert Weiss, but this was not one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it sounded to me like he was a really good director for those two.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy killed it with these films.
Uh-huh.
They were supposed to shoot a scene for The Voyage Home where George Takei starts playing with this Japanese kid.
Yep.
And we find out near the end of the scene that the kid is like the great-great-great-grandfather of Sulu.
Oh, wow.
And apparently, the day they're supposed to shoot the scene, the kid didn't want to work with him and was being a complete prima donna, so they never got to shoot it.
Oh, really?
But in some ways, I like it better that they don't have that in the movie.
Wow.
Because I think that would have been a little bit too obvious.
Oh, this kid is my grandfather.
Yeah, or my
great-great-great-grandfather.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't put that in the movie. I don't know that. I mean, I think it would have taken us off track there.
Yes.
Because then we had to figure out, how we're going to put the rest of that in the storyline.
What do these films teach us about loyalty? Because we obviously touched on Kirk, but then there's the rest of the crew that is willing to throw away their careers for Spock.
Very true. Oh, you mean to rescue Spock?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's they are loyal. I will say that. But I don't have any other comments. What do you think?
I think it says a lot about being there for your friends and willing to take risks for them that could really end up badly for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also, Kirk really wanted to, Admiral Kirk really wanted to help Jillian.
Yep.
Really take care of the whales because she was passionate about making sure the whales were in a better habitat, and he was willing to risk everything to make sure that they were safe.
Yes. Including
his friendship with her.
Well, good.
Yeah.
What would you rate the trilogy as a whole, and how would you rate the individual films?
That's a good question. I think I would give them an 8.
Okay.
Entirely.
Yeah.
I think I would give the second and the third one 8s, but I would give the first one maybe a 7.5.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So you liked Search for Spock more than The Wrath of Khan?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I got that confused. The Wrath of Khan I would give an 8.
Okay.
The Search for Spock, maybe a 7.5.
I would agree with your assessment.
And the other one an 8.
Would you recommend this trilogy to your family? If so, what's the elevator pitch?
I don't have one.
You don't have a family?
No, I don't have an elevator pitch.
Oh.
I don't have to have one all the time. I just think that if they like Star Trek, and I'm sure there are people in my family that do, I'm not sure who though, but I think they would enjoy them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Have you seen any of the recent Star Trek movies?
I saw the first one. It had some good stuff in it, but it wasn't really my thing. Every time I've tried to watch new Star Trek, meaning anything after Voyager, I'm really disappointed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Voyager, there's a lot about Voyager I don't like, but at least they had some solid episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I stop after Voyager. Although I keep hearing that supposedly season 3 of Picard is going to be good.
Yeah, but you didn't even like Picard, though.
I hated the first season.
Yeah.
And I heard that the second season was even worse.
Why would you watch the third one?
I don't know. Because I'm an easy lay, as you know, and I'm an eternal optimist, as you also know. And I want to believe that Star Trek can be what it once was.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
I don't think it will.
One has to hope, babes.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, but I mean, the former cast members of each of the Star Trek series, I mean, they've really brought a lot, but I don't, are any of the people in Picard ever in the other series?
Patrick Stewart.
Oh, Patrick Stewart.
And Jonathan Frakes, he's in a couple episodes of the first season, but he also directed some of the other episodes that he's not in.
Oh.
And they have, what's his name? Oh, God, Brent Spiner is in a couple of the episodes, and so is Marina Sirtis.
I'm not familiar with them.
Okay, Brent Spiner played Data,
Oh.
Marina Sirtis played Counselor Troy.
Oh, okay, wow.
Who else is in? Oh, and then they have Jerry Ryan playing 7 of 9, which is really ridiculous considering that she didn't show up until Voyager.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time I hear about a reboot, even if it's with the same cast members, I'm just like, I don't know if I want to watch it.
I know.
Yeah, but you didn't even like Discovery either.
No, I didn't like
Discovery was horrible.
But I'm saying I'm hopeful that maybe there'll be good Star Trek in the future.
Bubs.
What?
I don't know if that's true, Bubs.
But you can always hope, babes.
You can always hope. I know Star Trek seems to be an ever-evolving show,
mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I think DS9 for me might be the last one that's actually good. But
DS9 is amazing. It's the best Star Trek out there. I love
even better than TNG because you love TNG.
I love TNG, but it ain't DS9.
Oh my goodness!
There's great stuff about DS9, and there's great stuff about TNG, and there's bad stuff about both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's things that I think TNG does better than DS9. I think TNG handles humor better than DS9.
Mm-hmm.
Where DS9, when they do it, they tend to go a little bit too overboard, in my opinion.
Oh.
I think that DS9 depends way too much on the mirror universe. There's other things too, but overall, if I had to rate both shows, DS9 is my favorite of all Star Trek. It would probably go DS9 original series and then TNG.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but that's just me there, Jay. Well, you sound tired.
A little bit.
Anyway.
Which most likely I probably will be napping in just a little bit. But interesting.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Have you ever heard interviews with, like, now the late Nichelle Nichols about her experience on TNG, or not TNG, but the original series and other people?
I read her book, Beyond Uhura.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She briefly dated Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek.
Wow.
And he broke up with her to be with Majel Barrett, who played Nurse Chapel on the original series, Roxana Troy on TNG and DS9, or Waxana. I forgot how you spell it.
Waxana?
Yeah.
That's her name?
Yeah. And she also did the voice of the computer from, I believe, the original series until the end of Enterprise.
Oh, wow.
But I never really got into Enterprise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When did Star Trek Enterprise air?
I want to say from 2001 to 2005.
So after DS9?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the last couple of years of Voyager.
And DS9 was until 97?
No, DS9 started in January of 93. 30th anniversary is coming up in a few months. And I believe the last episode aired in May or June of 99.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Very good. I know a lot about Star Trek there. Jaylo.
More than I know. More than I know.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, good, babes. Do you have any other questions about Star Trek?
Star Trekky. So, you know how people are transported onto the ship?
Yeah.
How does it work?
I don't know the technology behind it, but the way I understand it is you have to be within 400 miles of somebody to transport them. And there can't be a lot of interference, meaning like radiation or problems with their communicators, because part of the way they lock on your signal to transport you is your communication signal.
And are they lifted onto the ship, or how does it work?
No, they basically, the way it works is it breaks down your molecules in one place and reconstructs them onto the ship.
Oh, that's weird.
In a lot of books, and even I think in a couple episodes of the show, they've had people who don't want to take the transporter, because what some people in the Star Trek universe theorize that you actually die every time you go into a transporter. And when you're done beaming onto a place, it's basically just a carbon copy of what you once were.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, because when Jillian was transported onto the ship, I didn't know how, she probably was freaked out because she didn't know what was happening to her.
Yeah, and she didn't have a communication device on her, so you don't necessarily have to, but I know that makes it easier for them to lock onto your signal.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not lifted onto the ship, but your molecules are.
Your molecules are broken up and then they appear on the ship.
Oh wow, that's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of cool though.
So they're not actually transporting. So in other words, they're not actually lifting you on.
No.
They're lifting a part of you on.
They're breaking you up and then reconstructing you.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes.
Don't think I want to do that.
That sounds like a blast to me.
It's hard to imagine, but yeah. They're waking me up just to put me back together again. Okay. Uh-oh. Is it kind of like a Mr. Potato Head where they take everything off of it and then they put it back together again?
It's a little bit more intense than that.
Yeah, I know.
That's a good basic idea.
I'm just kidding.
There's an episode of TNG where Scotty comes back to the Enterprise. And the reason he's able to do that was he put himself into the transporter for like 70-something years.
Whoa.
Yeah. Put himself in suspended animation.
Oh, really?
Yep.
For 77 years?
For 70-something years.
So he lived there?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But he didn't experience time. It was like he was frozen.
Oh.
Yeah.
So everything was just slow.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that episode is good. But I mean, I like it because, I'm a fan of both shows. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling, babes?
I'm a little tired.
I know you are.
Uh-oh.
Like, Bob, you don't know that.
Well, I wasn't at the same time.
Okay.
I wasn't at that time, basically.
Okay. So we wrap this up?
Yeah.
All right, give me a kiss then.
Okay, you be good, boy.
I am. All right, let's take a nap now so we'll have energy for later when we go and see Leon Bridges. All right, babes. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.